Hello everyone, and welcome back to Honkai Impact 3rd. So I started off by doing some Hersher of Rebirth rolls, and then I realized that my mic was muted. It's okay, you didn't miss anything. I didn't get anything. Probably still not gonna get anything. What are these? Exchangeable for S rank, rank up stamps, and other rare items in the supply shop. There's so many currencies in this game, I still don't know what most of them do. Okay, so... I see. Okay. I see. There's so much going on in this game. Huh? What do I use those for? What do I use those for? I use these here, okay. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Anyways, let us get on to Chapter 19. It is time to, hopefully, learn exactly what happened between Owl and Anna. Smothering stiffness, pain, exhaustion, and powerlessness. He felt like a withered root buried in the ruined earth. There was no light in this suffocating agony. By the way, I want to say, last night, I decided to look up Owl out of curiosity, and not looking for, like, story spoilers or anything. I was looking at what tags he has on Mudai, and, I saw that he was voiced by Soichiro Hoshi. Something to know about me is that guy voices a lot of my favorite characters. And I was just like, are you kidding me? And I didn't even recognize him. He did not accept this. He tried to move his hands. His fingers felt only cold, sharp pain. Bits of dirt and mud fell onto his face. Having exhausted himself, the man accepted his hopeless reality and closed his eyes. It was at that very moment when he heard a soft, digging sound. The sound grew louder. He opened his eyes. Light shone through a tiny crack above him. Someone removed the heavy slab with a shout. Oh. He saw the person who saved him. Her worried look was overtaken by joyous relief. She removed more rocks and debris. The crack widened into a gap through which light poured onto his face. His voice was weak, yet he found the strength to stretch out a trembling hand. He could feel the warmth in her palm. He saw her smile. Her beautiful face was highlighted by the sun and unfurled before him like a portrait painting. The light grew stronger, his vision blurred as her smile began to warp and twist. The world fell silent. There was nothing left except for a call echoing in the far distance. Oh no. Memories faded and gave way to the stark reality. The first thing he saw was the Hersher beside him. She was silent. Anna's face was visible beneath the veil. She was as beautiful as he remembered. But the Hersher was as innocent and confused as a newborn child. Her gaze was bereft of human reason.
Anna. 安心しろ。必ず君を助ける。俺を信じてくれ。
Oh boy.
ああ。絶対に君をここから連れ出す。
Coral, outskirts. The Immortal Blades Valkyrie squad just endured a powerful blizzard. Rita looked towards the city center and saw Honkai beasts hidden in the frozen mists. Oops. Alright. The snow effect is still causing a bit of lag. Rita. Oh. I was holding down a key, I think. Whoops. Just holding down a key without even realizing it. blizzard subsided as soon as the Honkai beasts were vanquished. Rita looked towards the skyscrapers in the distance. Her anxiety was only too obvious. Elvita surveyed the battlefield and quickly found her answer. Two approaching figures emerged from the retreating mist. They walked very slowly, as though they were afraid of breaking the fragile ice beneath their feet, and shatter it like this broken battlefield. Yeah, there they are. The Hersher's presence threw a few Valkyries into panic, but most quickly rallied around Rita. They knew what must be done despite the odds. The Hersher uttered an unintelligible and bestial growl. Yeah, I don't know how you thought that was gonna work. Rita gripped her weapon. The Immortal Blade's Valkyries assumed their fighting formation. It's ice versus ice. Crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Rita! 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 No! Oh, was that a scripted loss? Rita was succumbing to hypothermia. Her Argent Knight battlesuit fared poorly against the Hersher of Ice. But oath and duty forbade Rita to retreat. She knew she was the final line of defense. Rita's Godsbane battlesuit worked at maximum capacity just to keep her on her feet. The response she received was a powerful, frigid current. Meanwhile, downtown Coral. A red glow glimmered amidst the ruins of ice and rubble. May created an EM field to insulate her and Durandal against the extreme cold. I am trying so hard to get this. She reverted to her usual form as she carefully manipulated her powers to maintain the field.
平気です。そちらはその姿大丈夫なんですか？氷の律者はまだ自身の力に慣れていないようです。あれ式で私が傷つくことはありません。ですが、フクロウと律者は先ほどの攻撃に乗じてここを離れています。す すぐに追いかけなければいけません。律者の力がここ一帯を絶対零度の死地にしています。私が先頭へ行きますのでついてきてください。ええ、わかりました。
Oops. Oh, that was cool. Oh, I need this battle suit so bad. Man, we're juggling this thing. Hello, Raven. Raven landed quietly before them. Her face was ghastly pale, perhaps due to the toxin or the cold.
さっきの寒波のせいで道が塞がっていた。内部の気温も低く、支援することができなかった。大丈夫。そっちは平気？問題ない。フクロウと律者は何があった？
May summarized what had happened in their prior engagement.
なるほど。まさかあいつにそんな過去があったとはな。それでどうするつもりだ？こうなった以上、彼らを早々に見つけ出すしかないわ。だが、黄泉の杖がない今、見つけても何もできないだろう。律者を捕まえるには、それが必要なんだからな。何にせよ、ジャッカルが悪い。あいつがもっと用意してくれていれば、こんな面倒にもならなかった。サンゴ島の通信は崩壊のせいで途絶えている。あいつに連絡するには一時撤退するしかないだろう。撤退？いいえ、撤退はできない。撤退にかかる時間は決して少なくないわ。その間にも崩壊は拡散し続け、命を奪い続ける。それに
May stopped there. She and Raven gazed at each other in silence. Raven knew what May was about to say. A retreat would give the Ice Hersher time to escalate the war. A third party may even get involved, and they might deploy the Hyperion if the situation grows desperate. And when that happens, that special friend of hers would also enter the fray. May thought for a while and quickly proposed her solution.
それまで私は律者を止める。どんな方法を使ってでも。
Raven nodded. She then turned around and disappeared into the silvery mist.
話は終わりましたか？ええ、行きましょう。今、律者の行方は分かりませんが、彼らがサンゴ島を出ようとするなら、バルキリーたちの防衛線を突破しなければなりません。律者がここを出てしまう前に、私は彼女たちと合流します。
About that.
今回は迷わないでください。もちろんです。
The frost continued to creep beyond the heart of coral and created an icy path in its wake.
律者の反応はまだこの島の中。そう遠くへは行っていないはず。この先はバルキリーたちが敷いた防衛線ですね。急ぎましょう。
Nay. How dare you freeze May? You freeze May? You freeze her like the ice cube? Jail for Honkai Beast. Oh boy. Big guy. Yeah, I know I could use Durandal, but I don't wanna. And there's Rita. Unconscious Valkyries were found at the end of the path. Though alive, they were no longer capable of fighting. A pale figure encased in a crust of ice stood out among the defeated Valkyries. Durandal rushed forward and held her adjutant in her arms. Rita was still breathing, if only weakly. Nei knew what had to be done and turned around without a word. Behind her, the holy lance gave off a glow that engulfed the entire battlefield. The dark tunnels seemed to go on forever. Owl felt heavier and slower with every step he took. Mechanical joints creaked as parts came loose and fell to the ground, but Owl fixed his gaze upon the distant exit. He knew he only needed to reach that place to end all of this. His vision began to blur as lights trailed lines upon his clouded sight. His thoughts swam as the light illuminated past memories. The girl repeated those lines as she struggled to support his weight with her body. But she could hardly hide her distressed looks. Those encouraging words were not only meant for him. Tianwu knew that the Valkyrie was also fighting her own fears.
手が震えてる。
いや、これは。
確かにこの災害は怖い。人間が化け物になって攻撃し合ってるし、変わった獣が街中にいる。
崩壊のせいです。
崩壊？
ええ。でも心配しないで。私は天命のバリキリー。崩壊からあなたを守るのが私の仕事です。あ、ごめんなさい。普通の人からしたら理解できませんよね。
なるほど。ゾンビゲームみたいなものかと思った。
Zombie game, huh?
ゾンビゲーム？
ああ、腐った死体が歩き回る。通常の手段では奴らを殺せないんだ。倒す方法はその脳を破壊するか、炎で焼くかしかない。それにもっと恐ろしいのは、奴らに噛まれたら姿形が変わり始めることだ。理性を失い、奴らと同じ歩く死体になってしまう。そして最も恐ろしいのは、
やめて。やめてください。どうしてそんな話を。ゾンビだけで十分気持ち悪いのに。
なんだ、そういうのを怖がるんだな。
違います。怖いなんて言ってない。気持ち悪いだけです。
バルキリーも普通の女の子とそう変わらないのか。俺は陳天部。君は？
アナシャニアテ。
アナ、ありがとう。
どういたしまして。
May tracked the Hersher's trail and arrived at the tunnel entrance, her mind deep in thought. She could not forget the sight of the defeated Immortal Blades, Valkyries, and Rita. A series of dull thumping noises interrupted her. She raised her head and saw Honkai beasts hatching in the tunnel. She knew she was on the right track. The Hersher would be at the other side of this tunnel. Her blade was drawn. She knew there was only one thing to be done. Hersher of Thunder is very fun to play. Sparks flew as May slashed her way through like an enraged Oni. While lightning and thunder exploded all around her, May's mind was as tranquil as a still lake. A light erupted within the tunnel and sped to the other end before converging into a single point. Side stages, yep. The Manila Honkai Eruption. Event ID SEA 074. Location Manila, the Philippines. Eruption time 2015, May 22nd. 4 o'clock a.m., I assume. The 2015 Honkai eruption in Manila, capital city of the Philippines, was the largest and most disastrous Honkai event in Southeast Asia. Although the Manila eruption did not give birth to any Hersher, it claimed over 2 million lives. About 3 million people suffered various degrees of Honkai infection, while secondary disasters that struck the city and surrounding areas rendered nearly 10 million people homeless. Upon the onset of the eruption, Schicksal mobilized and deployed 42 Valkyrie squads, a total of 147 Valkyries. Over 5,000 rescue personnel from various departments were also sent in to contain the eruption within the limits of Manila. Combat losses were extremely heavy. The 6 squads garrisoned in the Philippines, including Snow Lotus, Sea Lion, and Astra, were nearly annihilated. The eruption severely affected the economic and political stability in the Philippines and Southeast Asia as a whole. To date, the city of Manila remains off limits, with Honkai levels in urban districts remaining at unsafe levels. Further monitoring is still required. Document last updated on 2017, March 22nd. So about 2 years later. (19EX1). Is there story content here? I'm going to guess probably not, but I'll go ahead and do it anyways. Need a Mei or Sakura battlesuit. Okay, at least this isn't hard. So far. We'll see how that goes. Wow, I actually had to manually aim it for once. Okay, yeah, that was pretty easy. And predictably, no story attached to it. Unfortunate. But that is okay. At least I got crystals. Alright. Yeah, we can do a bit more in this episode, I suppose. Don't know if we'll go all the way to 1909. As cold wind blew across his face, he could finally see light at the end of the tunnel.
もう天命の防衛線を突破した。俺のことはいい。ここを出れば君は生きていける。
A completely exhausted owl finally collapsed. He tried waving the Hersher away, but she stared blankly like a snowflake, oblivious to everything around her. She then slowly extended her hand. The Hersher picked up Owl, her movements clumsy yet surprisingly gentle. The Hersher's touch was no longer freezing. Her face showed hints of emotion. Oh, is she coming too? Astonishment and joy filled his heart. He decided to let the Hersher carry his weight and continued walking. Aww. What is what? Huh. A strange statue of ice stood in May's way. Upon touch, the statue disintegrated into sparkling ice crystals and gave off hushed whispers. It was the most unforgettable day of her life. Clad in her tidy uniform, she marched through the assembly and saluted them. It was the day that she had always prayed for. Her hard work paid off. Her dream was coming true. The girl took a deep breath and loudly recited, The light shone again before fading away with the girl's voice. Lana. Whoa. Ah, shit.
私に服従しなさい。
Out of my way! Oh wow, I like totally whiffed on a lot of that, huh?
記憶が氷になってどう行動開始。
That is wild.
行きましょう。
The dark, overcast sky loomed over a Valkyrie running away from something.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
She repeated these words to herself as she desperately looked for a way out of the ruins. They were ambushed. The squad leader disappeared in the explosion, and she lost contact with the other squad members. She must head back to the rendezvous point, re-establish comm links, and get the reinforcements. The constant static from her comm device was the only thing she could hear.
大事な任務がある。ここで止まっちゃいけない。
The Valkyrie then caught the sound of loose gravel hitting the ground. She stopped running and looked around. Her gaze fell upon the collapsed building. She waited for a few seconds. There was nothing else. She was unsure if she was hearing things. So the young Valkyrie continued her desperate flight.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
She repeated these words to herself as she left the ruins behind her. A thought then began to coalesce in her mind. Deserter.
違う。
She remembered the day when she became a Valkyrie. Like this devastated city, her oath and her ideals were reduced to ruin. She had never felt so helpless. She failed to save anyone, even when they were within reach. The Valkyrie stopped running.
私のやりたいことはこんなんじゃない。
Though trembling, she turned around and rushed back to the ruins. What? What are you hmming at, May? Now this one's of both of them.
この表情、前と違う。ごめんなさい。今回は本当に逃げられないかも。ごめんなさい。ここまで来たのに、私、あなたを守れないかも。
Honkai beasts stomped through the rubble as the survivors hid behind a wall. There was no exit in sight.
アナ、俺のことはいい。君一人なら逃げられるはずだ。
ダメ、それはできません。
アナ、俺と一緒だと俺たちは逃げられない。
でも、あなたを置いていくなんてできません。
君がバルキリーでその責任を果たさないといけないからか。もしそんな肩書きじゃなかったら、
私は
心配するな。俺はどこかに隠れて君が援軍を連れてくるのを待つから。そうだ、賭けをしよう。
賭け？
ああ、もし俺たち二人とも生き残れたら俺とデート。
こんな時なのに冗談はやめてください。
君がいるから俺は生きるチャンスをもらった。君が俺のそばにいて諦めるなと言ってくれたから俺はここまでやってこれた。こんな状況で君と出会えたことは俺の人生の中で一番ラッキーな出来事だった。だから君がいいって言わなくても俺は君についていく。
私は
冗談だ。そんなに悩むな。
あなたね。
どうだ、少しリラックスできたか。
こんな時に何考えてるんですか。
アナ、俺はそう簡単に死なないよ。俺には家族がいる。やりたいことだってある。だから簡単に死んだりしない。俺を信じてほしい。
陳天部、変わった人ですね。でも私のことも信じてください。私たちは一緒にここから出るんです。だからその賭け受けて立ちます。これをあなたにあげる。
これは
私の一番大事なもの。生きてここを出たらまた返して。これで賭けをしましょう。この写真は？
彼女は陳変文。俺の妹で俺の探している家族だ。
Though the two managed to escape a Schicksal base, they had to go on separate way or to a Schicksal base. They had to go on separate ways. Chen Tianwu would be getting treatment at another city, while Anna was to be redeployed to the war zone.
彼女はまだあの廃墟にいるはずだ。アナ、頼む。妹を探してきてくれ。すまない。許されることなら俺も一緒に行きたいんだが。
陳変文。
Someone knocked on the door. Anna lowered her gaze. Oh no.
そろそろ行きます。
ああ、大丈夫だ。君に問題ばかり押し付けるわけにはいかない。アナ、君を探しに行くよ。このペンダントはどうした？
ごめんなさい。
I have the feeling that, they already found his sister.
ペンダントは返さなくていいですから。
Anna left. He was left dumbstruck by her sudden change. He did not know why she left him like that until much later. He heard a few conversations and learned that Anna became the leader of the new Snow Lotus squad. The old Snow Lotus squad was gone. Anna was the sole survivor. Owl sensed something in the frozen garden.
アナ、ここまでだ。
The Hersher stayed silent and continued to carry him as dark clouds roiled above the pristine Lee.
ライデンメイはもうすぐ追ってくる。俺と一緒だと。君よ。俺が彼女を牽制するから君は言ってくれ。
陳天部。
アナ。
陳天部。
アナ、やっと戻ってきた。よかった。できたよ。君はできたんだ。
ありがとう。私のそばにいてくれて。
アナ、そんなのどうでもいい。君は崩壊に打ち勝ったんだ。よかった。あとは 君が人間に戻ったとみんなに教えればもう逃げなくて済むんだ。さあ戻ろう。ヨルムンガンドに案内するよ。
もういいの。
もういいってどういう意味だ。
陳天部死なせてほしい。
死ぬ？アナ、冗談はよせ。何バカなことを言ってるんだ。なんで？
もう抵抗できない。
Oh no.
記憶が少しずつ消えていく。これは私が最後の力で稼いだ時間。
Oh no.
アナ、そんなバカな。
陳天部、もういい。そろそろ終わらせないと。せめて最後は人間として死にたいの。
いや、必ず方法はある。アナ、もう少し耐えてくれ。
ごめんなさい。行かせて。
アナ、待て。どこに行くんだ。
Owl tried to hold on to her, but was trapped by growing ice. He realized she brought him here to bid farewell. He could only see her slowly drifting away until she completely disappeared into the falling snow.
さようなら、陳天部。
It was snowing when May saw the Hersher of Ice landing right before her. The Hersher approached May slowly, quietly, and gently, as though she expected this confrontation. Crystals of ice blossomed with her every step and gave off a faint glow before disappearing into the thin air. May knew what the Hersher wanted.
さあ、すべてを終わりにしましょう。どうぞ。私はもう。ごめんなさい。
The Hersher of Ice fell onto the bed of flowers. She did not resist. In fact, she did all that she could to suppress the urge to fight back. Victory was almost at hand. May raised her blade.
やめろ。
袋。
The cyborg leaped out of the blizzard and stood between the two. Owl ruined his own cyborg body to escape Anna's ice trap and could barely stay on his feet.
どきなさい。言ったはずだ。彼女を殺したいならまずは俺を殺せと。
Owl staggered towards May as his body blinked red like a ticking bomb. He was stopped dead in his tracks. Blood erupted from his chest and blossomed like scarlet flowers on the white snow. Oh no. Shit.
アナ。
Fuck.
なんでこんなことに。
A clinging pain spread from his chest as fluids wept from the wound and his world turned red.
くそ。くそ。
The face he remembered slowly froze over.
こういうことか。何もかも昔のまま。何も変わらない。
ごめんなさい。 私は天命のバルキリー。私の使命は崩壊を倒すこと。陳天部、この災害はあなたの人生の中で起きたただ一度の事故に過ぎないんです。私のことは忘れてください。
アナ、待って待って、アナ。なんで君はいつも俺から逃げる。いつも感情を心に閉じ込めるんだ。俺はただ君のそばにいたいだけだ。なんでこんな願いすら叶えられない。
Crimson gave way to darkness. A veil shrouded him and ushered him to the end of his life. The last thing he remembered was her cold, hard face.
誰か教えてくれ。俺は何を間違えた。
Death engulfed his world. There was neither light nor sound. He laid in the vast emptiness, adrift in the great ocean of nothing. He stared into the roiling yet pure darkness. He tried to understand it, yet his senses had already left him.
これが死。
Then a spark appeared in this empty void. It sprouted, sank its roots, and began to grow. The spark soon became a glowing tree with twisting roots that nourished a massive crown. A crown of branches, twigs, and leaves that gave off light as well.
ここは。
He then found himself in the middle of a scorched ruin. His returning senses felt the dust and heat. The place felt familiar. He looked around. He quickly realized why he remembered this place.
お兄ちゃん、どこにいるの？
Oh no.
お兄、助けて。早く助けて。
変分。
Oh no. For a moment, Owl thought it was a near-death vision. Yet the heat, dust, and blood that flowed from the cracks were simply too real.
変分、ここだ。お兄ちゃんはここにいる。
He wanted to rush forward, but his body was trapped and refused to move. He tried to shout, but no voice left his mouth.
なぜこんなの見せるんだ。一体なぜなんだ。
The sound of footsteps caught his attention. There was someone else in the ruins. Anna Schariac, the Valkyrie who saved him, stood within the light just as he remembered her on that day.
妹、変分を助けてやってくれ。
While he shouted voicelessly, the trapped girl extended a trembling hand.
お姉さん、助けて。
アナ、助けてやってくれ。何をしてるんだ。早く彼女を助けてやってくれ。アナ。
He suddenly saw something unfamiliar in her eyes. The Valkyrie backed away slowly, turned around, and ran away.
アナ、どこに行くんだ。
Owl was dumbstruck as the fleeing Anna disappeared into the darkness. Something alien woke within him. It reached out in its attempts to break free.
ありえない。ありえない。ありえないんだ。
He began to feel afraid. He tried to mend the cracks in his heart, but the fractures only widened.
なんでだ。アナ、なんで助けなかったんだ。待った。まさか。
His heart hardened and shattered like the rest of this world.
お姉さん、お願い、
Her voice grew weaker. Her tiny hands struggled to hold on to something in the air. It grasped and struggled before falling onto the ground, never to be lifted again. His chest ruptured as a mass of glowing tendrils erupted from his body. The tendrils then wrapped themselves around Owl, engulfing and dissolving him completely. Why did you... He roared with a nameless rage as the world twisted and cascaded around him. How could you leave her there? Aren't you a Schicksal Valkyrie? Okay, I heard what he said. It was, Anna, tell me why. The maelstrom of chaos raged, and the human named Chen Tianwu perished. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I was aware that he becomes a Hersher. So I guess that's what we're seeing next week. Oh boy, oh boy. I didn't know how. This is a lot. I'll see you all next time, I guess.